What are your thoughts on the legalization of marijuana?
I'm glad you asked that question because I've got thoughts on it, and I wouldn't have any thoughts on it. I mean, I'd probably have different thoughts on it if I hadn't had a lunch with a dad whose son, I know this dad really well. Okay, I've known him and he's probably going to watch this, so he'll know who I'm talking about. Has a son who has an injury. Try to be careful not to say it so that people can identify him. He had an injury, and he found, after years of therapy, that the slightest incremental dosage of marijuana that had nothing to do with getting high gave him relief. And it was the only thing that gave him relief in the injured part of his body. This guy was as far from an addict or wanting to be an addict or be high on marijuana as imaginable. So that lunch really opened me to the possible medicinal functions of this. And so I think the person may be asking a different question than I'm answering right now. I'm trying to think of a way to make it possible for there to be medicinal usages, like a prescription of marijuana, knowing that, of course, can be abused, like most other over-the-counter drugs can be abused. So I think I probably would move in that direction. I would like for those who could get real relief from careful usage of this God-created thing to have access to it. If you're asking the question, what about the legalization of marijuana, period, so that tons of it can go anywhere, anytime, and as many 13-year-olds can have it as you want so that they can get strung out on the drug, then I would say we don't do that with alcohol, right? We don't do it with beer. We don't let 16-year-olds just go into a bar and get whatever they want. So I would guess that as a society, we would see that we love our children and we want to be careful, and so I don't know exactly the extent of those restraints, but in principle, a society would probably want to put restraints on a drug that could not only addict people terribly, but damage them in their minds long term. So I hope that's kind of a balanced answer.